Hello and welcome to Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. I'm your host, Kevin Ray, Kletus Ray, whatever you want to call me. I noticed, I don't know. There was one episode that I wasn't, I'm pretty sure it was the last episode I put out. And, yeah, you can get over, bud. Get on over there. Damn clover leaves, you got people coming off, people coming on, and we get in each other's ways. Anyways, like I was saying, I used the wrong title. I called it Truckers and Others without hesitation the other day. So, still getting used to that. I wonder if I've done it any other time, but I had to, I was going through some files trying to figure out which ones were good, and I was like, Truckers and Others? That ain't that shit no more. Anyways, man, today and this weekend, I recorded a little bit over the weekend, but it was all bad. It wasn't good. The audio fucking cut out, so sounded like fucking shit. But there was nothing important. It was like a little 30-minute pod that I was doing on Saturday after I had finished working. The gist of it is that I showed up at the shop and there's a trailer sitting there. It's a square body trailer. Somebody chopped a square body in half and made a trailer out of it. And the railroad, they were doing some work nearby and they found it and they just brought it over to our shop. They're like, hey, is this your guys's? And we're like, no. And they're like, well, you can have it. Or they're like, and our company's like, we don't want it. And they're like, you can scrap it. And we're like, okay. So they took it. And now it's just sitting in our yard. And I had noticed it on Friday night. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I went over to look at it. It was real dark out. But I did notice, the first thing I noticed was there's no fuel cap on there. And it's horrible. Like, it's in horrible shape. And it's been sitting for a long time. The only thing that trailer has going for it is that it's a square body. And it's got a 14-bolt, full floating, according to the graph I saw, rear end on it. I don't know who makes a trailer with that axle, but they did. And I have no idea if there's even anything inside of the axle. I don't know. It's all old and rusty and junky looking. But, yeah, it's there. And one of the mechanics, he's like, yeah, do you want it? I was like, I really fucking do. I really do. Problem is, I don't have a pickup truck to come get it. And I highly doubt, now I haven't even tried, and I'm not going to try because I'm already on my way out of town, but I highly doubt my boss is going to say, oh yeah, that old piece of shit trailer that's probably going to get you into an accident and that's on the news? No, you cannot use our pickup truck to haul that thing. Just a guess that's what he might say. I did go over to my brother's house after work because I had to work on Saturday. Went over to my brother's house, got his truck going, and I did for a little bit of time. I did think now his truck runs and drives. Maybe it would be a good idea to go over there and grab that trailer and go ahead and take it to my house, but not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Okay. I'm just glad I'm not going to be there. And it's just a piece of shit trailer. Like there's a lot of square bodies that are on Facebook. No, I think they're all nice. They're all something I want to look at. But I don't know. And this one's free. It's a free trailer. Like whoever says, "Hey, do you want a free trailer?" Nobody ever. Does anybody ever say, "Hey, I noticed you had a square body, and there's half of a square body trailer you can have for free, and it's got a decent rear end underneath it"? I'd say, hell yeah, how much? They're saying it's free. I'm like, fuck. I don't know, for some reason, It being free makes it even harder to get. Not sure why. And you don't need a title for a trailer. I have no idea. I don't know when this trailer was made. It's been sitting for a long time. There's still air in the tires. They are completely dry rotted. The only thing I did, the taillights are junk. The tailgate's junk. The whole bed is junk. The frame has some shoddy welding on it. The bed, the whole bed is, you can't see the floor. It's covered in leaves and junk. And I'm not going to spend the time cleaning it out. I can only imagine that the bed floor is junk. And then the whole bedside's like, the reason it doesn't have fuel caps on it is because somebody riveted on some metal over where the fuel caps go and then bondoed the fuck over it. Now, I saw it on the passenger side. The driver's side doesn't have it does have a big dent in it, but you can't exactly tell there's Bondo there just by looking at it. But the other side, it's chipped off, and you can see where somebody put a patch panel in there and was like, we don't need no fuel caps. I don't know. So, anyways, that thing, I took the hubcaps, because the wheels that are on it, they had some hubcaps. They're pretty cool looking hubcaps. They're old and weathered. I like them. But they were really hard to fucking get off. And now it reminded me that the caps that I had for my 78 back in the day, those were also a pain in the fucking ass to get off. So I don't plan on using these center caps. I'm just gonna hold on to them. Just gonna toss them in the garage as some more junk, But I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll hang them up. Maybe I was thinking I could cut the center of them out for something. I don't know what it would be, but I could cut a little design out and use it for maybe a patch panel somewhere in my truck. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyways, on the other side of the dumpster is a 2016 F350 crew cab. Just the cab. It's an old work truck that we have, and they're scrapping it. They're scrapping everything on it. So there's a cab sitting there, and the cab, there's nothing wrong with the cab. I mean, the fenders are dented, but the rest of it's there and good. And somebody already went in there and robbed the seats out of it, the bucket seats with the folding center console and everything. Somebody already took all that shit, which is fine because I don't want those seats. Even though I was looking at the back seats and I was like, these are kind of nice fucking seats. Like the rear bench of a crew cab, and it's got the fold down cup holders and everything. I was like, this might fit in my fucking. I'm like, stop. No, I already have a bench seat. I don't need to spend my time pulling this one out just to not use it. So I left it. But I did the dash. The guy took the center console, so the cup holders were gone from the center console and behind the center console and shit. But the pop-out cup holders that are in the dash were still there. So I undid the bolts and yanked that motherfucker out. I broke off the clips, but I don't give a fuck. And I don't think I'm going to use it, but I didn't want to possibly find out that I could have used it later on. I don't know where I'd put these cup holders. So got the cup holders. I robbed a couple of little lights. I found some fuses. Grabbed some fuses. What else did I take? I got a new idea for a cup holder. So if the dual pop out cup holders from the F350 dash don't work, this thing had a CB radio in it. The CB is junk. I don't want it. It's a little tiny piece of shit. Don't want it. Don't want the CB. I don't plan on using a CB. I don't use a CB in my fucking semi trucks. Do you think I'm going to use it in my pickup? No. So they had a CB there, but it had the mic and the little hook, and so I took those because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. But I was thinking if I cut the mic apart and I zip tie, or I don't know, use some of those hose clamps because they'd look kind of, mechanical, and I can make a cup holder out of that, and it'll just be a little fucking cup that, clips on like a mic. Not sure. Not sure what I'm going to do with all that yet. But I took a lot of shit. I also have a brand new marker light for a Ford F-350 mirror. Not sure why I have it. It was brand new in the box, so I just held on to it. I just grabbed it. I was like, sure, I'll keep it, because everything else is going to get smashed. Somebody's going to have a fun day. They're going to go over there with the excavator, and they're just in the square body trailer, smash it all down, claw it into the fucking dumpster, the metal dumpster, and then take it for recycling. Cool, I guess. Whatever. If the square body trailer was already at my house, that'd be okay. I'd go ahead and hold on to it. It's not at my house. I have no way to get it there. It's really in really bad shape. Don't really want to get pulled over in that thing. You know, don't need to get a ticket for driving around in that fucking thing. So whatever. My brother's truck, it was low on clutch fluid. Who knew? Me. I knew it was low on clutch fluid. I told him, I said, hey, check all the fluids before I spend the time coming over to your house after work, which I haven't had a day before 5 o'clock that I haven't been busy. Like, the only day that I was able to actually come over to his house was Saturday, because I got off at 3:30. I had to work a full day Saturday. The rest of the week, I had been working till 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, every night. And I'm like, I'm not coming over in the dark. Not doing that. So, yeah, went over there Saturday, and I'm like, hey, I thought you checked all these fluids. He's like, I did. And I open up the clutch reservoir, and the little fucking rubber seal thing is all pulled down and everything. I'm like, dude, this thing's fucking empty. He's like, there's some in there. I was like, it's not enough. That's not enough. But just adding the clutch fluid to it and also bleeding the clutch did not help. Not sure what the fuck is going on. So I took the master cylinder off. And so the truck was running and driving just fine before. Like, there was nothing wrong with it. It run and drove. I don't know. But all of a sudden, now there's this little piece. It's like a little rubber gasket that went to the old clutch master cylinder, apparently. That was not letting you mount the master cylinder all the way up against the firewall. It was keeping you like a 1/4 inch gap. And I was like, that's so strange. So we took that off and put the master cylinder back on, and all of a sudden the clutch is working just fine. I don't know. I thought the master cylinder, because I put that master cylinder on there back in the day, and I don't know. It seemed to work fine for me, but I don't know. Maybe bolts loosened over time. I don't know. It's a mystery. But it works, and it runs, and it drives now, so that's good. His truck works. I got the title signed over to him completely. Well, we had everything signed over, except for the date and the money, how much he paid for it. So, but I went over there, and we just agreed on a date and an amount, and boom, there we go. Now because the tags are expiring next month, so I figured there's no sense in him going out and getting, he could save a little money and just run on my tags when it's still my truck until now. So now the time is here, and tags are going to be expired. So give me my tags back, and here, go take this to the DMV and get it fixed. Get your own fucking tags, shit. But he will need to get an inspection, and the only thing it's missing is a muffler. So should be good after that. And then we worked on his car. The headlights, he had rear-ended a school bus a while back, and he bought a new core support, and bumper and grill and hood for his Mazda, but something's going on with the wiring. So I didn't fix anything, but it's not broke anymore. So I don't know. I wiggled around some wires, and the headlights are now working. So hooray! That's about it, really, for that. I had a not horrible. It was just a really long day Friday night because I had to go dump some shit. I had to dump a box that felt like it was way too fucking heavy. Turns out, yeah, I was overweight, but I was only 83 instead of 80,000. So I was only 3,000 pounds over. That's not a lot. And the winch on the double rail, that's a strong fucking winch. Like, that should be able to winch up as much as you want, really. Like, there is a capacity, obviously, but that was not the capacity. Like, it should have been able to pick that up fucking just as good as any other time. But it was struggling, and then we noticed that the cotter pin was missing out of the main winch. Like, as we're winching it up onto the truck, we're like, hey, is that cotter pin missing? Like, holy shit, this thing, if that pin, which I don't know how it would come loose, but obviously something's been happening, that the cotter pin sheared off. So, anyways, got that one loaded. I had to go dump it. Then I had to get it washed out, and then I had to return it back to the rental company. So I got that done, and then I had to go back out to the power plant, pick up the second box that the other guys had already got loaded. It was full. They left. They were at home, sucking on their wife's titties by 4 o'clock. And I worked until 8 that night, which is fine. I need the hours. I want the hours. It still is kind of, it's like you guys are at home and I'm working. Okay. I don't know how I always end up being the last one to finish a job. Seems like most jobs I go on, well, not most, but sometimes it happens and it's like, what the fuck? Why am I the guy that has to work late? Everybody else gets to go home. I'm the guy that has to work late. The fuck? But I need the hours, so I didn't complain about it. I'm kind of complaining about it right now, but no. What else am I gonna do on a Friday night before I have to work on Saturday morning? What the fuck else am I gonna do? Doesn't fucking matter. So I just drove out there, got the box, picked it up, noticed it was leaking. Brought it back to the shop anyways, which I still had a pain in the... This one was lighter than the other one. It actually I only came in at 70,000 pounds total gross weight. But I only came in at 70,000 pounds. So this one was actually 13,000 pounds less than the other one. And it still was struggling to pull that thing up on the box, up on the trailer. And it was leaking. Don't know. Something's going on with the truck or the trailer. I'm thinking one of the bearings for the winch cable is going bad. One of those little pulley system things underneath there where the winch cable rolls on. I think one of those is bad. So, I don't know. But you kept thinking that the winch cable is going to fucking snap and this box is going to have full flight range to go down the fucking trailer because you have the trailer bed tipped to pull it up on there. And if that winch cable snaps, there's nothing holding it. It's going all the way off, down onto the ground, into whatever's in the fucking way. Would be very, very not good. Luckily, none of that happened. So, I park the truck at the shop, and I say, you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm going to Sioux City next week. Monday, I'm heading out to Sioux City. This is going to be somebody else's fucking problem. The box is leaking. Nothing I can do about it. It's non-haz. We have a bunch of fucking leaky shit all over our yard. So, it doesn't fucking matter. I'll just park it, and I was like, I'll just park it up next to the front of the fence, Because so then I don't know. I don't know. There's not really a reason. I thought there would be a better reason to park it up there, but no, there's only bad reasons to park it up there. Is because one guy, he showed up after Saturday. He showed up and he was like, "Hey, that box is leaking." I was like, "Yeah, the fuck am I? What are we gonna do about it? There's nothing we can do about it." He said, "Well, we could not park it next to the fucking front gate." I was like, "Oh, well, all right. I mean, that's kind of like your opinion, man. I don't know. Like, does it matter where the fuck it's leaking? It's just water. I mean, it's brown water, but it's just basically just liquid coming out. Like, what? It's not like a big pile of shit. It's just a little bit of water. Like, the ground is going to be damp where it's around. Not a big deal. I didn't think, but the guy thought it was a big deal. Whatever. So he moved the truck, and I was like, "Hey, I'll move it." He's like, "No, I'll fucking do it." I'm like, "Okay, Jesus Christ." And that was on Saturday after work, and I was there fucking stealing parts off of those fucking F-350 and the trailer, because we had finished working, and then I was like, "All right, we're done working. I got to go to my brother's house, but first, let me snag as much shit off this shit as I can." And as I was snagging it, that's when the guy showed up and was like, "This thing's fucking leaking. We gotta move it." I'm like, "Oh, shit. Right? Okay, I'll move it." No, all right, whatever the fuck, Jesus, I don't know. Um, so yeah, Monday shows up. Here we are. It's noon, so it's noon already. Um, And I'm like, "All right, let's go to Sioux City." And they're like, "No. You see that box out there that's leaking that you parked next to the fucking front gate that somebody else had to move because you're incompetent? Yeah, go dump it at the landfill." I'm like, "God damn it. I was hoping this was going to be somebody else's fucking problem." He's like, "No, you go do it. All you're doing today is driving to Sioux City. It's only 4 hours." I was like, "Oh, well, shit. All right. Whatever. Guess I'll do that." And not that I was trying, but it ended up taking a very long time to get that shit done. I mean, that was at 7 o'clock. They said go dump it at 7:15. I was rolling out of the yard with the truck and trailer in the box. I get to the landfill as soon as I possibly could, and then I had to wash the same guy that was yelling about box. He showed up with the Landa to wash me out. And I get scaled in, I pull up, I go around, they make me dump at the bottom of the hill, which is dumb because I don't want to, but whatever. It doesn't really matter where the fuck this shit gets dumped. Somebody's going to be moving it. But they want it dumped at the bottom of the hill into a trench. But I have to back down into a trench. And guess what? The fucking winch cable, there's a transfer winch that is for the front half of the trailer. Then there's a main winch, which is the back half of the trailer that has the tilt bed. And you got to transfer the box because whenever you're hauling the loaded box, you want it to be in the middle of the trailer. And we have these little hooks that you can set, and you can put the box to help distribute your weight better. It makes sense, okay? Makes sense. I'm done explaining that part. Anyways, the box was in the middle, meaning the transfer winch is the one that we had to use because that was the winch that pulls it on the front of the trailer. So we had it pulled up halfway up the trailer, and I backed down this fucking ravine, and there's not enough room down there, and but I had the nose of the truck was sticking out in the road a little bit. Whatever, nothing I can do about that. Just the trash trucks that are coming down to the bottom of the hill to dump. They can only go one at a time around my truck. They can't, it's not a 2-lane road like it's supposed to be because my truck's in the way. Sorry, nothing I can do. I'm backed up as far as I could possibly back up into a trash pile. Anyways, I'm at a fucking angle, and I cannot, this is another kind of hard to explain thing, but the transfer winch has a 2-foot lead on it. So if you're pulling the box to the front of the trailer, obviously the rope, or not the rope, but the chain and hook is going to be pointed to the back of the trailer as you're pulling it forwards. And then if you're pointed downhill and you're ready to go, you would think that the box would have enough weight to just roll down. No, it doesn't, because the rollers are in the box and the shit doesn't fucking match up exactly. So I had to transfer the box to the back. Now, should I explain this to you, or should I just tell you like I would tell somebody else that knows exactly what I'm talking about? I'm just going to say it like somebody else that already knows shit. Because if I try to get into detail, I'm going to be here for a while talking about the same exact thing, and I'm going to wear you guys out. I don't want to do that. I can't transfer the box all the way to the back and swap to my main cable because I'm pointed downhill. Also, the fucking lead on that chain, as I'm pulling it down, the box gets stuck, and then there's a 2-foot slack. So I have to, the fucking deal is going the wrong way, and then as I pull, there's going to be a 2-foot, which is actually 4 foot of slack in the fucking line. So as soon as it pops over that roller, this box that's fully loaded is shooting downhill and going to possibly damage, if not snap, the transfer winch and roll off into the trash pile. Not good. Don't like that. That's why I like to do everything on flat fucking ground. But they're like, nope, can't do it on flat ground. Can't do it at the liquid pit. You have to do it in this fucking ditch we dug for you. So anyways, I got it transferred back. It was scary, but I did it. I didn't break the winch cable. It went back. Everything was fine. Then comes the hard part, which is I got to climb on top of all this trash to get back there to get the binders off of the doors, because the doors are all held with chains. So I had to do the front 2 binders that are in the front, or not in the front, but on the actual door, and then I had to go to the passenger side and then undo that winch binder, and then it starts spitting out liquid because there's liquid in this box. It's in a big bladder bag inside there, but it's still, the liquid isn't all the way. Who the fuck is that? Is that our guy? Who the fuck are these people? Do I know him? Anyways, I get the door open. I get all the binders undone. The door swings the fuck open right into the trash pile. Nothing I can do. That's where it's going to go. And usually the bladder bag would go ahead and roll all the way out of the fucking box. No, because this one's actually mostly, it's got a lot of actual solids in it. The other one was a lot of mainly just liquidy shit, sludgy stuff. This one has actually got chunks of stuff in it also. So it settled down to the bottom of the tank, and it also sat for over the weekend. So it really settled down, and instead of that bladder bag rolling out of there like it did the day before, it didn't do it. So I still have the transfer winch hooked up. In order for me to get the main winch hooked up, I have to have slack on the transfer winch. The only way to get slack on the transfer winch is for the box to not fucking move. Me pointed downhill all the way at the end of the trailer is not going to work. And I can only hook up the main winch in one specific area. So the guy pushing trash next to me, I yelled at him and I said, "Yo, fuckhead, will you come over here and just put your fucking bucket up against this dumpster real quick and just stay there. Just don't move." And he said no. I said, okay. So he called over a bulldozer, because they have like these big spiky wheeled trash pushers that push like basically the unpacked trash across the landfill. And then they have actual bulldozers that kind of skim them. I don't know what the fuck they do. They do shit. They do stuff. So, anyways, got it going. He put his blade up against the box. I got my winch transferred, and then I go to tilt it up, and guess what? The box, the fucking door of the box is still. There's too much trash and shit in the way. I can't close the door. I can't open the door all the way up and latch it to the side of the box. So just think of an 8-foot door sticking off the back of the trailer, and tilting. That door is going to hit the ground and trash and all kinds of shit. Not good. Let's go ahead and cruise control it. Uh, yeah, I sound incompetent here. You know, this should go easy. I don't think I've ever had a good time at the landfill with the double rig. Never had a good time. This was not a good time. Also, so the door. I tried swinging it open, but there's too much trash in the way, so I get the guy with the fucking trash pusher. I'm like, hey, will you push this trash out of the fucking way so I can get my door over there, so I can shut the door, so I can tip this, because I can't tip it enough for the bag to slide out until I get the door fully fucking secured open. And so he pushed the trash. Didn't push it enough, but I still tried to close the door, even though I knew it wasn't going to work. Said, gotta push it again. He pushed it again, and then I couldn't fucking reach. I'm standing on a pile of fucking garbage, like straight up garbage. Big pile, like I'm falling down into it and stuff. And I'm trying this heavy 8-foot solid steel, big fucking door. I'm trying to push it uphill, and then with one hand hold the door, and my other hand grab the fucking hook and reach it about 7 feet to hook it on the fucking latch that I can't reach because I can't do it all. I can't do it all. So I called the guy, the guy with the washout, and I said, brother, I need you to come down here. These fucks ain't helping me. They ain't gonna help me. They barely even did anything for me to get to where I'm at now. Will you please come down here? All I need is somebody to fucking grab this hook and latch the door open. I am in a pile of trash because I have him wash me out up at the top where it's nice and clean. So he comes down there and he looks disappointed, but I'm like, can you just grab this fucking hook for me, please, and hook it on there? Thank you. That's all I need. Like, I'm so sorry to have awoken you from your fucking TikTok nap. Get the fuck down here and help me out. God damn it. I've been here for an hour. So, got it latched, and I'm thinking, all right, we're done. This is done. Just going to go over here. I'm going to tilt the bed all the way up until it won't tilt no more. The bag is going to slide out. I'm going to set the box down, and I'm going to drive around to the top of the hill, and we're going to wash this fucking thing out. No! That's not what happened! The bag only came halfway out. Normally, on flat ground with the shit that works right, you just tilt it up, and then you get in the truck and drive away. Well, I have so much weight on the very rear axle of the trailer, and there's nothing on the tractor, and it's pointed uphill, and for some reason my diff lockers are not working, so out of 4 drivable areas on the fucking tractor, only one wheel is spinning. Not sure what's going on with that. Don't know. But my diff lockers were not working. I only had one tire that would spin. One tire is not going to haul this heavy fucking thing up a dirt gravel hill at the landfill. Okay? It's not going to do it. So I sat there fucking with the box. I would let the box down, bring the box back up, down, up, tilt the bed up, down, do it in different ways, trying to get, because it kind of like a caterpillar. You go out and up and then you go in and down, out and up, in and down. And as you're doing that, the bag is slowly, it's moving a lot, but it's actually only coming out of the box like an inch at a time. So I sat there for a long fucking time. Finally got it, brought it down, strapped the fucking box down because I could have used my straps earlier to transfer my winches, but I would have had to use all 6 straps, and I couldn't get to them. And even then, I don't think it would have held. And it would have been really embarrassing for me to go through all the work of putting 6 straps on there, and then letting my winch cable loose, and then snap. And then I'm like, well, so I didn't do any of that. Yeah, but the box was now empty, laid it all the way down, strapped it down, switched my winch cables to the transfer winch, brought the transfer winch all the way to the very front of the truck. The bag came out. I said, we're good, let's go. And I was ready to go up the hill, but the guy that was there that's like, you're doing it wrong. He wanted to put the box back into the middle of the trailer, and I was like, stop, don't put the box in the middle of the trailer. I need this entire empty box to have all the weight on top of the tractor tires. Only I'm a one-wheel drive, motherfucker. And he's like, no, we need to put it in the middle. I'm like, dude, I'm going to move it all around up there when we're washing it. It doesn't matter where it's at right now. I would really like to have it up there. He's like, no. And so, whatever. So he went through and put the hooks back in and winched it back up and started to throw a strap on. I was like, dude, I don't need a strap to drive a football field. I don't need it strapped down. The winch cable is clearly strong enough. Just let's fucking go. I'm tired of this shit. Whatever. I let him do his thing until he got the fuck out of the way, and then I one-wheel drove out of it. I somehow, either the diff locker decided to kick in or something, but I was at some way, I was able to drive up out of there. The truck did not like it. It was stuck in first gear all the way up the hill. But I got up there, got back in, pulled around, back to the hole, got the box moved all the way to the back, tilted it back up, rolled it back down so the guys could climb inside and clean it with the power washer and clean the outside and everything. And that's when I realized that the fucking cotter pin was missing again. And so I had them get out of the box, winched it back up, put it down, and I flipped the hook the other way so that fucking pin that's holding their lives would not slip out for some reason. Because something's shearing off the fucking cotter key. And I don't know what it is. And I don't want to find out while I have 2 guys inside of an elevated box above a 10-foot pit. You know what I mean? So I went ahead and we got it washed, everything went fine, and then I returned the box, and those guys were freaking out because there's a hole in the box. So like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get in trouble. I'm like, can I fucking take this piece of shit off of me? I've had a day already, dude. So I dropped the box, got the fuck out of there, drove back to the shop, parked the truck, talked to the mechanic, said this trailer's fucked up, it doesn't like to work, the ABS light is fucking gone because of the fucking excavator. I don't even know if I explained that on the last podcast or not, but an excavator fucking was pulling this shit, and it fucking just, he got into my fender a little bit. My ABS light and my marker light and my fender all got fucking smushed a little bit. And there's nothing, it happened, and I said, oh, well, that's not cool, but there's nothing I can do about it. Let's just fucking be done. And so I took it over there. I was like, there's a couple of things wrong with this piece of shit. Please fix it. And then I was told by the same guy, I like this guy. He's a cool guy. But when he gets a little stressed or things aren't going perfectly to plan, he's not the nicest, easiest guy to work with, I think. I'm kind of a, fuck type of guy. And he's like, God damn it, this shit's supposed to work right. I don't know. Maybe he's not even like that. Anyways, I get to the shop. I'm standing. I grab all my shit out of the truck. I'm standing there. I'm turning in the keys. I'm talking to the mechanic. He walks up. He says, "Hey, I need you to go get your truck ready to go to Sioux City. Uh, you need 3 of these hoses and 3 of these hoses. Will you please go down there and put them on your truck?" And I go down there, and they're on there. And he's like, "No, I want new ones." I'm like, "You want new hoses? These hoses are fine." He said, "I know, they got to be new." I'm like, "If the tank isn't clean, isn't certified clean, and the hoses aren't certified clean, what the fuck does it matter?" He said, "I just want to use new hoses." You got it, boss. Me and this guy got hired, he got hired like a week or 2 before I did. So we're like right on the same level, but he is Class A and he's a nice guy, but he does not like to drive. He's like, "I don't want to drive. I don't ever want to be in another fucking truck." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't want to drive." And then, so since him and the boss kind of go back a little bit, and he seems like he is a good supervisor. He does his job, gets it done, and rarely complains to the bosses about things. So they like him a lot. I don't even know what I was about to say. But anyways, I had to go down there, take all the old hoses off, which is fine. If I have the time to fucking organize and clean up the trucks, I prefer to do that. And I was able to do that today because I went down there and I took all the old hoses off, cleaned out the side boxes, opened up the toolbox, got the toolbox completely stripped out, cleaned everything up, opened up the cab, got all the trash out of the cab, got everything kind of nicely organized in here, and then put 6 new hoses on the back of the truck, got them strapped down. I had a couple of lights that were a little fucked up. I got my lights fixed. And then I pulled over. I had to grab some more supplies from the shop. Just a couple of caps since we're going to be doing, I guess we're doing jet fuel. I don't know. I really don't know what the fuck we're up to today or tomorrow, I mean. But I wanted to have caps for the hoses so we can, because some places require you to cap your hoses and shit. A lot of us, we just like to either spray them out with the vacuum on or just leave them on with the vacuum. Or some people just let the sludge, they just unhook the hoses while there's still shit in them and they just let it leak into the side boxes, which really annoys everybody. Anyways, got it all, everything's good to go. So I pulled off to the front, and I'm sitting there waiting. They're looking for an air compressor, and I'm like, "Why do we need an air compressor?" He's like, "Because we need one." I'm like, "Oh, all right, whatever." And he's also a quiet talker, which is kind of probably didn't pick up on that, but he talks real quiet, and I'm like, I don't hear too good. I do hear certain things well, but hearing people's voices has always been an issue for me. I don't know what it is about voices, but he says some shit, and I think it annoys him because he talks so quiet, and there's always a bunch of other shit going on that he'll say something, and I'm like, "Hey, what the fuck did you just say?" He's like, "I said blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you don't have to yell now. Like, I couldn't hear you before. Like, you're whispering and then you're yelling, and can you just do something in between the whole time, and we probably wouldn't have an issue." But I don't know. Maybe it is me. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I seem to have a problem hearing him sometimes. It's actually easier to hear him when there is something super loud nearby, because then he will raise his voice. to a level where you can understand what the fuck he's saying. But other than that, you can't. You just like, what? Huh? What'd you say? Can't hear you. Speak up. My throat is itchy. Probably got sick from my daughter. My daughter had a fever. Mm. So yeah, while I'm sitting there, just kind of waiting, I don't know, they're looking for an air compressor. They got a truck. They have another truck with a trailer, and it's just 3 guys going. I'm in a fucking vac truck. Now, it just makes no sense to me why there's a guy driving a pickup truck with nothing hooked to it. I don't know what that's all about, but one guy, he's ahead of me a ways, and he has a pickup truck with nothing on it or in it. And, well, I think he has a barrel. And then we have another pickup truck with a Landa. At least I think, unless he passed me, with the dump trailer and some sort of generator in the back. I don't know. It looked like it could have been our guy, but probably wasn't. Yeah, not sure what's going on today. So I just sat there, and I brought a way bigger cooler than I usually ever have with me. I like it. I like it a lot. I have so much stuff with me because I'm going to be out for 3 days, 2 days, whatever. I got a big stock coffee, STOK. I don't know, but it's just black coffee, ice cold black coffee. I don't know. But I have a big jug of that, which I requested. I have Gouda cheese. I have cheddar cheese. I got 2 packages of like sausages. I've got 2 3-packs of like little cheese and sausage sticks, sausage bites things. I don't know. And then last night I made a steak, and I was not hungry. I finally got my steak, and I couldn't fucking eat it. I didn't even want to cook it. I was so not hungry. But I did cook it, and then I sliced it up, and I just threw it in a Tupperware, and I was like, I'll just take this to work with me tomorrow, and I'll eat it cold. And it's actually really good cold. I don't know what you guys are doing. You guys are being like, I'd like to get behind you, but you're going, every time I slow down, you slow down, and then I go fast, and then now I look like a dick because I'm going to pass all you fucking slow shits that I wanted to get behind. You guys suck. You guys ain't good at driving. I'm also in St. Joe. This is notably the worst fucking drivers in the world are right here in St. Joe. The worst in my life, because the one accident I've ever fucking had was right the fuck here in this goddamn town, because people like to go from 70 to fucking 0 on the goddamn highway when you're halfway loaded. Dumb, dude. Dumb. Dumb fucks. Then they flee the scene after they see my truck flipped over. They're like, oh shit! They're like, ow, let's get the fuck out of here. Can you blame them? If you just caused a mass accident and you were not involved other than causing it, and you look to your left and you see fucking trucks crashing and everything, and you're like, fuck, are you going to stick around? I mean, it's the good thing to do. But if you can you can skedaddle your way out of that fucking situation, skedaddle. Get the fuck out of there. So I don't really blame the people that caused the accident. I'm not saying I do the same. I think I'm a good person. I think I would stop and I'd run over and help people out. Like, did I just kill you? Oh, fuck, I'm so sorry. Jesus. I just had to make a U-turn on the highway. I know there's an exit ahead, but I just felt like doing a U-turn right here. Didn't realize that you guys were going to be causing a pileup behind me and flipping over. Whoops-a-daisy. My name is George Washington. Yeah, not the president. It's just a coincidence. And you just, like, put a plastic bag over your fucking plate and you just drive away. Like, I don't know, George Washington, little brown car, covered up his plate and took off. I'm starting to think George Washington might not be his real name. Oh, man. So, yeah, today, whenever the guy that I'm working with, I'm like, have you already booked the hotels? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, where are we staying? He's like, Sioux City. I'm like, no fucking shit, dumbass. What fucking hotel are we staying at? Oh, the Wyndham. Can I go ahead? Can you go ahead and cancel my room and I'll just find a Holiday Inn nearby. It's like, no, I'm getting the points for these, and I went ahead. They're already booked and paid for. Like, god damn it! Look at my fucking sheet. 8 nights away from some sort of reward on my IHG app. 8 nights away, and this guy's gonna take 2 of them from me. This motherfucker right here. Whatever. Whatever. I'm staying out one night next week, or later this week, so we'll see what happens there. Whatever. I guess I can sleep at the Wyndham. But I zoomed in, and like there's like 4 hotels next door to it. It's like Quality Inn, Sleep Inn, Wyndham, and I don't know, something else. And the shittiest looking one is the one that we're going to. It's like tiny. I'm like, ah, shit. Do you think they do breakfast? But I also have an idea that we're probably not going to get fucking breakfast. I bet you this guy's going to say we need to be up at 5 a.m. And I'll be like, God damn it. Yeah, we need to be in our trucks ready to go at 5. But why the fuck? We got to get up so goddamn early. But whatever. I don't mind it. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. We're going to go here to some sort of military base. We're going to suck out a tank. And I'm guessing I'm going to end up getting loaded with however much. And then I'm going to do a U-turn. Well, I think I'm going to stay there. And then we're going to finish up on Wednesday. That's the plan. Is to finish up on Wednesday. I don't know if it's a plan at all. I'm making this up in my own mind, but it's the only thing that would make sense is for us to do all of the cleaning tomorrow morning, whenever we get there, get set up, start cleaning, get everything sucked out, and then finish up something on Wednesday morning, and then leave. Because it's booked for 3 days. And this guy, he is a good guy. He likes to try to get shit done as quickly as possible. So, because Amstead is usually a 10-hour job. Oh, we did it in 9. We got her done in 9. Like, you got me working on the weekend, at least give me fucking 10 hours fucking done. Jesus Christ. But, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I was happier to be off earlier anyways. And then, yeah, Wednesday, finish up with whatever, finish it up, and then drive back to Kansas City in the morning and offload. Hell yeah. Oh, right. Going around ya. Pretty sure there's a fucking a pull off up ahead. Crete. Crete does not want to stop at the fucking rest stop. He wants to just pull over on the side of the highway. I also, my wife's tire it's so strange. So her tire was flat the other day, right? Causing mass panic when I was out of town in Nebraska. And the neighbor came over and aired it up, and he said it was leaking out just as fast as it was going in. So he threw it in my wife's trunk, put on the spare, and I showed up. I put that tire in the back of my car, took it to work, filled it up to 40 psi, sprayed it down with soapy water. Not a leak in sight. No leaks. No, nothing leaking whatsoever. I fucked with the valve stem. Nothing. I sprayed the rim, the actual rim, to make sure there's no cracks. I mean, I had the thing fucking soaked, y'all, in soapy water. Nothing. Not even a little bubble. Nothing. So, what am I supposed to do there? Like, this thing, I'm supposed to be fixing a leak. There's no fucking leak. So, I just took it back home, and then it sat in my trunk for a day, and then Sunday, I went out there, and I pulled it out of my trunk, I checked the PSI, it's still at 40. It's been sitting in my trunk for a weekend. Not that having a car on with the weight of a car is going to really make any difference. I don't know what kind of a difference it could make, but whatever. I put it on the car, took the donut off, put everything away, and then I had to drive around the block a couple of times just to get the TPMS sensor to recognize that that one is back. And then I watched 3 different videos on people realigning their TPMS sensors so the front left is the front left and the front right is the front right. You know, just trying to align them, because right now, if it says a tire's low, it's not the right fucking tire. And I put her Equinox into vehicle learning mode, and all the videos, they said just let out some air out of your tire. Just let some air out of the tire, and it will detect it, and then it will beep, and then that tire will be set. Does not work for my cars. Because I tried it on my Cruise, and I tried it on her car, and it did not work. I just had a flat tire. I let so much air out of it, and that was the tire that we've been having issues with. And I was like, I really don't want to fuck with this too much. I'd like it to just be okay. And no. Fucking, it lies. Because you set it up to learn, it gives you like 5 minutes. No, maybe not 5 minutes, but like 2 or 3 minutes to do the first one. And I'm over there, like, I get it set, I get out of the car, gotta fuck with the headlights or something, you gotta do something, so the marker light will turn on, indicating that's the tire it wants to learn, and I let so much fucking air out of that thing, and it would not fucking honk. It would not read it. I gotta take a dip. So I just said, you know what? If any of your tires are low, I got the air compressor in the garage set up perfectly, so because we were having an issue with that. Sorry, I had to put a dip in. So, yeah. But now my daughter's not going to school because she's sick. my laundry done. Sunday for lunch, I did chicken wings. My wife had bought a big package of chicken wings, and I had to disassemble them. I had to cut the little tips off and then separate the flat from the drums. And it was pretty simple, pretty fucking easy. But I had so many of them that I couldn't cook them all in the oven, and I couldn't cook them all in the air fryer. So I did one baking sheet in the oven with a grate on it and everything, so it would work out good. And then I think 8 to 10 of them were in the air fryer. And let me tell you, the air fried ones were way fucking better, but the oven ones weren't bad either. And I used a seasoning, but I don't know what I do lately. I've been fucking up with salt. If I try to season something, I just over salt everything on accident. So I made my seasoning mixture, and I over salted it. I was like, this is way too fucking salty. This is fucking bullshit. So I made my seasoning again with no salt. And then I sprinkled salt, just lightly sprinkled salt over the top of them after I laid down my other seasoning. And they were so fucking good. Like, that's my chicken deal right there, okay? Smoked paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder. Sprinkle it with salt and pepper after you get all that shit mixed up. Equal parts, y'all. Equal parts. And, dude, it was fucking nice. And I just got, I think it's called Berman's hot sauce, just whatever Aldi's has, the off-brand. It's on-brand for Aldi's, I think, but it's, an off-brand, just generic hot sauce. Threw half of a bottle into a saucepan with a half a stick of butter, and that was it. Oh, I sprinkled a little bit of salt in there, and I let that simmer for a little bit, and then took it off the heat. The wings came out looking perfect. The air fryer, it was at 380 for 10 minutes, and then flip them, and then another 380 for 10 minutes. The oven, it was 400 for 20 minutes, and then flip them 400 for 20 minutes. Something about the air fryer just works way better. I don't know what it is. It's fucking magic. And then I had got also Berman's blue cheese, chunky blue cheese sauce from Aldi's. Everything was bought at Aldi's. It was like one-stop shop. Boom. Easy peasy. Give me the chicken wingsy. And I ate all of them but 4. I really fucking went to town. I really went to fucking town. So that's why I was not hungry for steak later in the night, because I was so worn out. Not worn out. Worn out. I was so tired, and I wanted to continue to relax, because I was relaxing most of Sunday. But then I had to go do the tire. I had to cook the chicken wings. I had to go downstairs do laundry. I had to do this. I had to do that. Blah, blah, blah. Kids want to play. This is going on. Got to clean the living room. I didn't clean the living room, but I made the kids do it. It's all their shit. They do a good job now. We're working on it. We're doing a good job. So then I finally was able to sit down and relax a little bit. And my wife's like, have you submitted your per diem? Have you done your paperwork? Have you done all that stuff? Like, you need to do all that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I should do that. She's like, oh, and we're also waiting to eat steak. We bought steaks. I'm like, okay. Like, what are you going to do? What is going on here? Like, what? I'm so... because I was lazy all day up until everything was going on. But, I made the kids steaks, and the kids ate every bit of steak I cooked for them. And I cooked them a full fucking steak. They split it in half, but it's still over a pound of steak. So they each ate a half pound of steak and applesauce. My wife also was not hungry for steak, so it just sat out for a little bit. I didn't even cook my steak because it was still kind of cold from the fridge, and I was also being lazy and putting it off. I just left it sit on the counter with salt on it for probably an hour, which is probably too much, but who gives a fuck? I don't, and it was mine. And cooked it, sliced it, threw it in Tupperware, went downstairs, grabbed a cooler, and I don't know. That's really about it. That's about where we're at. Did I do anything else? Not really. I played a little bit of Fortnite with my son. Played a little bit of doll stuff with my daughter. I watched the new Bad Boys. That was cool. I mean, it wasn't the first one. Bad Boys 1 and 2. Is it Bad Boys 3? I don't know what they're on now, but Bad Boys with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. I think there was two of them, and they were both fucking awesome. And then they got this new one out. I may be wrong. This could be the second one. I have no idea. But I know the first one that I saw was fucking cool. This one was a little bit like, I don't know, kind of different. But it was good. My son loved it. My son liked watching it a lot. I think my daughter, especially the alligator stuff, when they went to that alligator park. I started to watch another movie, but I turned it off. Forget what it was. And I didn't even touch the truck. I did touch the truck, but I didn't do anything with the truck. I just touched it. Right there below the windshield, right where it likes to be touched. My girl. Because it's still sitting there. Like, last thing I did with it is it would not start. And I was like, it's flooded. It just needs to sit for a while. And it sat for a while, and all I got to do is go out there with the key, turn it over, and not the key. I need the key to unlock the door. That's it. That's all I need. Because the doors were locked when I was out there working on the tire. And just the doors were locked, so I couldn't get in there to fire it up. No key needed for that truck, just the door key. I have no idea if it'll fire up or not. Oh, I was talking to some guys, and they were like, "Oh, it's out of time." I'm like, I didn't fucking do anything with the I took the cap off, but I put the cap right back, like exactly where the fucking cap goes. And they're like, "No, it's out of time." I was talking to some guys at the rental place because they're car guys. And they're like, "Yeah, it's out of time, probably." I'm like, brothers, I'd love to say you're right. I really don't think that's the issue, but we'll go ahead and call it the issue. So, I guess whenever I get home and have time again, I need somebody to come over to help me because I need to be able to turn the engine over and use the timing light and see if it is out of time. If it's in fact out of time, then hey, you guys are right. Where should number 1 on the fucking distributor cap point? Should it point at number 1? Because that's where it's fucking pointing. Like, even if it is out of time, it cannot be that far out of time. But the cap does not feel like it can rotate at all. Like, it feels like it sits there. It, like, locks in. But maybe they're right. Maybe I'm wrong. But it is getting spark. It's just getting spark at the wrong time, and that would mean the time is out. Or it's not getting fuel. Like, that's my fucking thing. I don't think it's getting fuel. I think there's something going on with the carburetor. But I've been talking for a while, and I've really run out of shit to say. I'm still worn out, still tired, still. I'm looking forward to getting to my hotel around 4 o'clock today. Laying in the bed, and also I brought my laptop. I got my laptop. I'm thinking the only time, maybe tomorrow night, but I'm thinking tonight is the only night that if I'm gonna play on my laptop, tonight's the fucking night. So I'm gonna bring the laptop in there and get it set up, and I don't know. Who knows? I might set it all up and not even fucking play it. But I think they're going to be consecutive nights at this hotel, which is kind of interesting. So I can just leave all my shit set up, and I don't have to pick it up every single morning. Well, I don't have to pick it up tonight or tomorrow morning and then haul it to another hotel or whatever like I was last week. But later on this week, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Just gonna see how things go. I told my boss that I cannot work Saturday. Why? What you got going on? I'm like, it's none of your business, but there's a family reunion deal, and it's at the fancy restaurant. I'd like to be able to go to the fancy fucking restaurant, because if I don't go to the fancy restaurant, guess what? Better luck next year, but my fucking chances, you're gonna have me fucking busy next year on the same exact goddamn day. So I'd like to not work Saturday, because it's my mom's birthday, it's the big fancy dinner, and the Alan Jackson concert that I was invited to with box office seating. Or, I don't even know what box office seating means. It's a fucking room. We're going to be in a room with windows and shit, and catered food, and free beer, and it's completely free to me. Nice, dude. And I was invited by my guy at the gas station. Gonna be fucking cool. And I don't really go to concerts all that often. The one time I am gonna go to a concert, and they're like, "Oh, you might have to work." I'm like, "Hey, fuckheads! I told you I really don't want to miss this shit on Saturday." And my boss, I think what my boss said was basically, "Nah, you'll be fine. It'll be all right." And he doesn't want to reschedule anybody else to do the job that I'll be doing. He wants me to do it, which I want to do the job. I just don't want to do it on Saturday. But the other guy that's in charge is saying, "Hey, if you have any questionable things going on Saturday, we need to get you swapped out." I'm like, "Good, swap me out. I don't want to be busy on Saturday. I don't want to be fucking in Iowa on Saturday and miss out on all the good shit going on." But I think my boss is like, "Oh, he might miss some shit, but whatever. He doesn't give a fuck." Like, I don't know. He used to be a cop, so I don't. There is a level of cop that just doesn't give a fuck about you or your feelings or what you got going on. Like, he had probably pulled people over and taken them to jail. Like, it's if you think about it, if you aren't like used to how things go or whatever, you get kidnapped. Okay, you're just driving along, you're having a good day, and for some reason you have to go to jail. Now, whether you did something on purpose or, maybe it could be a mistaken identity, because that's happened before. And I'll tell you a little story about that. Where a guy that I used to work with, his name was Jeff, blah, blah, blah. And he was driving to work one day, and he got rear-ended on the highway. So he called the cops. They showed up, and they said, "You have a warrant out for your arrest." And he's like, no, I don't. They're like, yes, you do. It's for an unsecured car seat. And he's like, I don't even have a kid. And they're like, yeah, you're going to say whatever you have to say here, aren't you, buddy? And they handcuffed this man. He's on his way to work, and he already got rear-ended. They handcuff him, stick him in the back of the car, say he's got a warrant out. They take him down to the station. They tow his fucking truck. They find out that there's actually another Jeff blah, blah, blah with the same exact birthday as him that lives in the same city. It's fucking insane. What are the chances of that? Well, for him, it's at least one, and he landed on it. So he was taken to fucking jail, handcuffed, towed, fucked up, and then he's having to explain. He's a truck driver, so he's having to explain to the boss why he's being taken to jail. Like, nobody wants to believe him. And then he finally gets let out and shit. I'm like, dude, I would be fucking irate. I would be, you fucking idiots don't know how to do it. You're a goddamn job. You fucking take me to jail. Fuck you. Like, take me to jail now because I'm about to whoop your ass. Oh my gosh, dude. That happened to a coworker of mine. He's good now. Like, he was fine after he got out, and he's such a nice guy. He's just like, yeah, well, fucking crazy. That guy had the same name as me. I'm like, dude, how are you not upset at the whole thing? Like, you guys hear this all the time, but you got the wrong fucking guy. Like, shit, dude. You just took me to fucking jail. You handcuffed me, shoved me in a car, took me to jail, towed my truck. You just, like, this could have gone really wrong. And you guys didn't do enough. I mean, yeah, I guess I can side a little bit with the cops. They're like, hey, this is Jeff blah, blah, blah. This is his birthday, and he's got a warrant out. Let's go ahead and take him in. Like, we got him, boys. We got him. And then they're like, oh, shit, we don't got him. This is the wrong fucking Jeff blah, blah, blah. Just saying. They could have gone in a bad situation, and people are like, "Well, are you nervous around cops and stuff?" Like, just talking to other people say that to other people, and nobody's really ever said that to me. But I could go ahead for the podcast. I could say, people to me all the time like, "Why are you so nervous around cops?" But because they have a gun and they have a whole department behind them, and I'm just some fuckhead that's upsetting him in some way. Like, he's got power. He was bullied in high school. He's like, nobody's gonna bully me anymore. I'm gonna become a cop. And he goes and he becomes a cop, and then he just power trips on everybody. Okay, not all cops, but I don't know. I might be in a little bit of trouble with some people here. Like, people might not agree with me, but I don't like the whole situation at all. I don't think you should be able to be taken to jail unless it's a major thing, okay? I don't know. I don't even know. I have a point. I'm just not going to try to prove it right now, okay? I'm done. I'm done talking. My throat is itchy. I got a whole cup of hot coffee here I'm going to fucking drink. Um, yeah, I don't know. Huh? I like having a police department. I like having a police department. I'm not saying get rid of the police. I'm saying quit fucking with the people that ain't doing shit wrong, okay? Doing 5 over on an empty road with nobody around. You're going to pull me over and you're going to give me a ticket? You see, I'm working overtime because I'm fucking broke. And you come along and you fucking just take all that overtime away from me. You can just rob me and give it to the fucking state. Like, I think for people, like, people that have money, it's it's not as big of a deal. But for the people that don't have money, it's like, can I can I can I make it up to you guys in some other way? Is there some sort of community service I could do instead of going to jail, losing my job? Because if I can't pay, I get pulled over for speeding. I can't pay the ticket. Some will say, oh, well, you just talk to the judge and you can set up a payment plan or whatever. But no, I can't pay the ticket for some reason. I can't pay the ticket. Show up to court. You ain't got the money. You're going to jail. And you go to jail. Or you don't go to court. You ain't got the money. And then they come bust in your door or find you walking around or whatever, and then take you away. Like, you ain't got enough money to walk these streets, buddy. I just don't like the whole situation with all that. I really don't. A lot of cops have let me off. A lot of cops have let me off. A lot of cops have also, they're like, it's the end of the month. I need to fucking write 17 more tickets today, and I'm just going to take $100 out of this guy's pocket, whatever. Whatever. It's my job. Just my job. Hey, it's my job. Hey, get a new fucking job, you fuckheads. I don't know. I'm probably alienating some people, and maybe having a debate with an actual person that's on the other side would probably be more constructive than just me one-sidedly yelling at you into my windshield of my truck trying to drink my coffee driving down the road. Keep all 18 down, and I'll talk to y'all later.